I am set.
All right, it's the Sini-Gang with El Boogie here.
Sterno Supernova.
And Brother Butterfly.
With you guys today, we are here to talk about whatever. What are we going to talk about today? Anybody?
Well, before we started this podcast, we were just talking a little bit about Filipino stereotypes and if we in particular fall into any of the stereotypes.
So what are some Filipino stereotypes out there that you think that are out there?
That Filipinos are constantly late. Now, I think
Filipino time.
Filipino time is like, I hate to say it, but I do fall into that.
Oh yeah, that's all me. In fact, I probably wouldn't be late if I wasn't Filipino.
I mean, I think that.
I think it's like, yo, I'm Filipino. It's all right. I'm okay if it's okay if I'm 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late.
It's what sucks is when you have to shift gears into like the business setting where that's not
To
acceptable.
the white people world. Like, oh, it's a white event, so we got to be there on time.
Yeah. It's difficult.
I
I have to go against my
I don't think
nature.
that's too difficult for Sterno, because Sterno normally is the punctual guy out of the three of us.
You know why I do that? Because I'm afraid of being late because I know it's in my nature, so I have to make a extra effort.
Yeah, see, he has a hard time. So Sterno has a hard time depicting the difference between a Filipino event where you can be late or it's fashionable to be late,
Right.
versus a non-Filipino event where it's probably better to be on time.
Well, I mean, like when I had my birthday event, I had invited like some non-Filipinos and Filipinos. So,
Yeah, this was Sterno's birthday event.
right.
So I'm assuming this is a
fashionably late.
fashionably late Filipino event.
But I knew that I had some, let's just say, white people coming, and I had to be on time for those people. So I had to be there early.
The time that you scheduled it for.
Right, exactly. Which I wouldn't have, if I know it was just a bunch of the Filipinos, I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of easy going. And then when I got there, like no more than 2 minutes after I got there, they arrived, and I'm like, yep. And so you got to have that. You have to understand who you're dealing with, basically.
Exactly. You got to know your event.
Right.
I mean, I DJ a lot of parties, so a lot of Filipino parties, basically, and like birthday parties, kids parties, anniversaries, whatever. And the parties are usually like, for example,
4 o'clock in the
4
afternoon.
p.m. to 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And people see that invite. Well, we see that invite, and I say 4 p.m. to 10 p.m.
I'll be there at 6.
6, 7.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But as the DJ, I have to be there by 4. Before 4, I'd be set up.
At 4.
Look, they say everyone always thinks no one's gonna show up at the party at 4, so I don't really get set up by 4.
Okay.
I usually show up at 4, but I do go to some parties, and there are people who show up at exactly 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And those people are often it's awkward because like the host sort of feels like they have to host.
But they're still setting up the rest of the
Yeah.
party. Yeah.
But the host feels obligated to have to entertain them.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't like being first to a
Which
party.
is polite,
anyways.
I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. Yeah.
But I don't like to be that guy. I don't want to be first
Yeah,
to
that's
the
why,
party.
we're being polite by showing up late. It's not rude, that way they give them time to,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually had the whole I had non-Filipino friends that were asking me, oh, let's just say Bong's having a party, and I'm like, oh, it starts at 5. I'm like, you're not supposed to be there at 5. I'm like, what do you mean it says 5? No, just trust me. Take your time. Get there. Maybe 6 sounds about right. And they're like, really? Yes. Just because that they built in Filipino time into the invite. They don't expect people there, but I guess you guys don't see that, but I have to do that a lot with my non-Filipino friends.
I mean, there's a lot of times I hate it, but I try to be late, and I am still like one of the first people there.
Yeah.
I hate that also. Like, let's say the party's at 5 and I show up at 6. It's like, oh, I'm still the first one here. Oh man, there's an episode of Parks and Rec. I mean, he's not Filipino, but Anzi Ansari, he plays Tom Haverford. He's a party promoter, or at one time he was a party promoter, and he was always angry when people showed up on time because he's like, it's not a good party unless you're showing up late. He's like, oh, it's a failure. The people showed up late. Yeah, he's like, oh, party. That's what made it funny. The party's a failure. People showed up on time. Because that just means like the cool people would have been there late. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, the fashionably late people. But nah, the people that showed up on time. I was like, oh, we got people that show up on time. That's not who we want. It's a joke though. It's a
Yeah.
comedy show. Show. But yeah, that's me. That's all me. I'm always late. Well, I mean, I'm not always late, but I'm I'm late when I have to be late.
When it's correct to be late.
There you go.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. Although I have had some Filipinos get mad at me for being late for Filipino events, but I'm like, yo, you
Aren't you
blame
Filipino?
it on the race. Blame it on us.
Don't you know?
Exactly.
You're supposed to know these things.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um.
So what are other stereotypes that we have that are Filipino? I mean,
I mean, there's the Asian thing too. You know, we're Asian, so
yeah.
smart at math, bad drivers.
Um,
You want me to weigh some opinions on that?
I'm not a good driver. I can be okay.
No, Sterno's like the worst.
I'm not the worst. I'm just not a good driver.
You're a terrible driver.
I'm not terrible. Okay, go ahead. Say what you want to say. Just say it, dude.
No, you're just a. I'll say you're a typical Asian driver.
Below average driver, man.
Typical Asian driver.
And what does that mean? Just elaborate. Because I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna down myself. So what?
You cut people off a lot. You're rude and you don't let the. I mean, there's like a lot of unspoken rules of the road, I guess. Like I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't think of anything. But you don't know them. You know, there's sometimes when you're driving, like there's some things you should be doing, something you
Yielding
shouldn't
the
be
right of
doing.
way and what?
I mean, you follow the laws. You're a person that follows the laws, except you speed sometimes. But
Well, yeah, a lot.
but the thing is, you speed at the wrong time. And
I know the merging things when you have two lanes going on the interstate. Like what bugs me is when people come to a complete stop. So I overcompensate. So like I try to get in there so people sort of keep the thing moving, but like I didn't keep my correct speed, so the other driver didn't realize. You know, so I'm messing up the other driver, and it makes it awkward, and you know that kind of stuff.
And it happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. So I'm trying to do better with it, but it's still not good.
No.
So I guess I'm the only one that has an Asian driver.
I'm a damn good driver.
I know. I'm looking at you guys like, okay. I mean, you drive for professionally.
Yeah, professionally,
So you have to do it right.
But math, I would say I'm
You just laugh your thing.
in the Asian community, I'm on the low scale of being good at math.
That means you're really high on.
But I'm really high on
scale.
the regular. I mean, I'm terrible at calculus. Let's just say that.
Oh, I hate calculus.
I am terrible at calculus, but the fact is, I took calculus. You know.
Yeah.
That's it's like I took 5 years of calculus and I was terrible at it.
I was good up until calculus. That's when I started doing badly. Calculus was my downfall.
I was bad at geometry and.
I love geometry.
Well, it was like 10th grade. I was taking geometry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was bad at it. Well, I was halfway, maybe the first 2-3 months of geometry. I was bad at geometry. And then I just said, you know what? I'm Asian. I should be good at this. I mean, I really said this in my head.
Light bulb click.
Yeah, I'm like, I should be good at this, and I ended up acing the class. I actually sat down. I said, you know what?
Let me just apply myself a little
He
bit.
called upon the spirits of his ancestors to grant him the.
Because at first, geometry was like, it's like numbers. What is this? It's weird. So I didn't really try. And then after I was, I noticed other people doing okay, and I was like, when I became an average student, let's just say that I was an average student in the geometry class, and I said, yo, something's up. Let me backtrack, look at myself, and see what's going on.
He had his training montage,
But at the end of the year, I was like, one of the top students in my geometry class. But yeah, I'm good at math. I mean, I'm not as good as a lot of people I know at math. I mean, I still use my fingers a lot, but I know a lot of math. I don't know what other stereotypes.
That we do bad with alcohol? Is that a stereotype? Or is that just a
I think
medical?
that's everybody.
A medical? Well, no.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know alcohol stereotype.
well, we turn red. Well, that's just a physical thing that we turn red. Like Asians supposedly have that.
Really?
Yeah.
I never hear that.
I never heard that either.
No? Okay, maybe.
You're just making a generalization right now, man. Because all your
A
friends are
stereotype.
Filipino.
We're talking stereotypes.
I'm just saying from what you've seen, not from what you've heard.
Okay. Well, what? Can you think of one?
No, that's why I haven't said anything, man. I'm just agreeing or disagreeing on based on what you guys say. But
Let's see. I'm reading some stuff on.
we're short.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard all the time. Asians
That's a
are
stereotype.
Filipinos are short. Not Asians, because Chinese people are.
Yeah,
Yeah, Yao Ming and
Filipino.
Yeah, there's a lot of 7 foot, but Filipinos are short. And, yep, that's me.
he had that sigh like
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing I could have done about that one.
damn genetics.
Yeah.
What can you say?
Nothing I can do about that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have a piano in your house?
When I lived with my parents, I
Yeah,
did.
in my parents' home, I do.
Yeah.
So what? That we all play musical instruments?
Yeah. Do you play the piano?
I tried, and
Yeah, I've taken lessons.
Yeah, I took 3 years, 4 years, I think.
you guys lasted longer than I did. Less than a year for me.
Had recitals that I dreaded going to, and yeah, all that.
Yeah.
That your house smells like fish.
Depends on what day you catch me, but yeah, it has been known.
That's me.
Depends on the day.
And I hated that too, going to school.
I know. Cause then your clothes smell like it too, and then you go to school. And
Oh, we always had the drill like, oh, they're cooking fish. Close all the doors. Don't let your clothes smell like fish, because it's gonna be bad.
Do you eat rice every day?
Used to.
I do every day. A day without rice is a rare thing for me. I don't even remember the last day I didn't eat rice. I mean, I know I haven't. I mean, there's been days I eat burgers and pizzas and chicken sandwiches or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember the last time I didn't eat rice.
Yeah. I mean, like when I was still at my parents' house, yeah, there was rice every day. Now it's maybe just maybe a couple days out of every week where I don't eat rice, but generally I do.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes for people who just live in the Philippines, but I won't get into those. You ever eaten dog?
I don't know if that's a stereotype. It's more of a that offends me. Someone did it a long time ago.
I know it's a stereotype, and you're offended by that stereotype.
Yeah.
Like Filipinos eat dogs.
I was happy until that one stereotype.
I know. Because we've been saying the good ones.
I know that one
But
pissed me
it's
off.
a true one, right? It's like Filipinos eat dog. I mean, it's not a true thing.
You're a dog eater. I mean,
Yeah, dog eater.
That's
Yeah.
what people.
Yeah,
you're
there's a
dog
book
eater.
called Dog Eaters about
Yeah.
Filipinos by Jessica Hagedorn. Look that up.
Yeah.
I think I've read it.
To my recollection, I don't ever recall.
I've never eaten dog.
I have
Ever
never
eaten
eaten dog.
Unless
And I don't
was-
think I could either.
Right. So I've never voluntarily eaten dog. I don't know. I
Yeah.
had an uncle that might have forced me or
Yeah.
faked me or
To
something.
the best, to your
Like,
to your
eat that,
knowledge,
it's
you
good.
have not.
Yeah, but yeah, to my knowledge, knowing that it was a dog and like
Right.
voluntarily, like, yeah, me eat that. No, I have not done that.
But if I was in the Philippines and a family offered me dog,
I would probably.
I would
would.
think about it.
And
But it'd be
that-
hard.
That's why I say, that's why I don't recall. Because
Yeah.
I've had uncles.
See, because when you say something, have you eaten dog? That
Eaten.
automatically evokes the whole thing about you're a savage, race. Versus, I think that's more of if people have done it, and I'm not saying that they're evil or anything. It's more of a poverty thing. They eat what they.
I know it's a cultural thing.
And cultural too.
Because there's a lot of, I mean, not just Filipinos, but other
Asians,
cultures.
yeah.
Koreans.
Yeah.
A lot of Koreans.
There's even the Chinese connection where you see Bruce Lee eating a cat. I think.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of stuff that Americans find distasteful is not uncommon in other countries.
You know, there was a news story just the other day in Norfolk, Virginia Beach,
Mm-hmm.
about this Chinese restaurant in Norfolk.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Someone called the police or health inspector because they were hanging fish
Yeah.
behind the restaurant.
It was
They were drying the fish.
It was sushi, the sushi place, and I think they were using.
No, it was a sushi place. It was a Chinese place. I go to this place all the time.
Oh, you did? Oh, the Chinese place.
It's on Hampton Boulevard or right by.
Oh, okay.
I know this place. This is where I grew up
Oh, okay.
when I was a kid. I grew up there.
Okay.
But yeah, this Chinese restaurant, they were hanging fish off a clothesline. It was like half part of it was on the building, and then he drove up his little Jeep and hung the other half on the Jeep, and they're hanging like 20 fish, drying fish,
Yeah.
in the back of the restaurant. And some people saw it as like, yo, that's disgusting. Called the health inspector. Health inspector made them throw it in the trash. But the news went out there and said, yo, these people are drying fish out back, and some people were outraged. And I'm like, I saw nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
And the Chinese guy was like, he didn't know, threw the fish away, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, he just threw away some perfectly good fish.
Yeah. I mean, you have to like brine it and put in like vinegar or whatever they do to. You don't just hang like raw fish out there.
Yeah, you cure it and all this.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I used to do it in my backyard with my parents.
Yeah, I don't even like fish, but I have eaten dried fish, and it's not bad.
Yeah.
But
just the cultural difference.
Yeah, and I've seen comments of it saying disgusting, close the place down.
Oh God.
And people are like, what about the flies and all that? It's like, please.
Well, we used screens. We had our fish protected by screens, but yeah.
But these people were saying, like people driving around in cars, they get exhaust fumes on the fish. I'm like, go to Chinatown or something. Go to China. I mean, you see it everywhere. I mean, I remember when I was in Chinatown, you see fish hanging everywhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Not just fish, man.
Yeah.
Ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one upset me. That was a news story, and the reporter upset me because he was trying to. It was like a piece where he was trying to make a story out of nothing.
Oh, he's trying to like inflame.
Yeah.
Sensationalize the issue.
Yeah, it was a sensationalist story about the Chinese dude hanging fish behind his restaurant, and I was like, yo. And I mean, so many people were upset that this Chinese dude was doing that, and they're like, I'm never gonna eat there. I'm like, just order your General Chow chicken and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just don't get the dried fish. I mean, all of our Filipino restaurants here, they serve it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they hang it somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't see where they're hanging it doesn't mean it's worse than, any better than outside behind the restaurant.
Yeah. As long as nothing falls on it. I mean, I don't have a big, they do it correctly. I don't see a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I worked in a restaurant. I know bad stuff happens. Hanging fish ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even talking about Asian restaurants. You're talking about other restaurants.
Yeah, there's a lot worse stuff that happens. That upset me. I was mad. I
like dried fish too.
Yeah,
man.
me too.
Especially with some milk and rice, man. Oh, that's good.
Vinegar.
Yeah, vinegar.
Like I said, I don't even eat fish, but I'll eat it. I'll eat dried fish.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Do you remove your shoes in a Filipino house? To me, that's like common sense.
I'm looking at you guys. You better remove your shoes.
Yeah.
I have a shelf for shoes. I don't know, just so in case there's a lot of people, and for my own shoes. Yes, that is the most definite.
Yeah, that one. That's I guess. I mean, I don't even call that a stereotype. That's living. That's life. Take off your shoes when you get in the house.
I mean, even when there's a big party,
that's just proper.
I know you. I even ask. I mean, if I look around, like, okay, we're doing the no shoe thing. They're like, yeah. I mean, no, you can keep it on. I'm like, really? I can keep my shoes on? I feel weird, in the Filipino house. But whatever they say.
There's one stereotype and I guess in the Virginia Beach area, but I think it might go everywhere else. Is all Filipinos know each other? Do you think that one's a true one?
It's not true that we know each other directly, but
yeah, it's not true that we know all Filipinos, but we know a lot of Filipinos.
And generally, it's enough that we know that we can ask about someone if we really wanted to.
I'll say that we are probably. You could do a Kevin Bacon thing, a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll probably hit everybody within 3 degrees, in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area.
I mean, if the family of the person is relatively social. I mean, if they're like reclusive, then that's different. Or they just moved to the area, that's different. But if they're like normal Filipino, like to do occasional things or go to church or go to Filipino restaurants, any of those things.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then you get one of those people that come to the area that have no ties,
Yeah, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah,
I
like that Filipino girl that says, "Ooh, I heard there's a lot of Filipinos in Virginia Beach," and moves over here. She's new and doesn't know anybody. Sometimes you'll get that, but that's rare.
Yeah, definite rarity.
But like if we're ever out in a club or a party or somewhere and you just see a random Filipino girl walk by, a really pretty one,
Yeah.
you can bet your ass I can find out anything I know about her. I mean,
Yo, who's that?
Yeah, who's she seeing? She's seeing
Yeah, even if we don't know, I'm sure we can find out. I mean, you've seen me do this.
Oh, you're my Wikipedia when it comes to that. I was like Boogie. So you know
who's that girl over there?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but I'll find out tomorrow.
He's not joking. I mean, this is way before Facebook, and people were doing that on Facebook. So we were just talking like, word of mouth. Just we knew there's a network. That's all we can say.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's not a true stereotype, but
there is a strong basis in fact
there's
for
a
that
hint,
one.
There's a hint of reality on that one.
Yeah.
Hint of reality. I don't know anymore. Stereotypes. Do you have any more?
I don't know. Do we all sing? Is that one? Is that a stereotype?
Not that.
We all like to sing.
We all like.
I don't want to say we all sing.
We all like the karaoke.
Yeah. Is that an Asian?
We all like to line
dance. Is that
dance.
Asian or Filipino?
I don't know, but I think it's a Filipino thing.
We all eat with our hands.
Didn't the creator of the karaoke, wasn't he Filipino?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm thinking that might be a falsity. That's because Filipinos love karaoke.
Yeah.
From that stereotype, but it could be true also.
I was gonna say it could be true. I wouldn't be surprised if it was true, but I don't know one way or the other.
Yeah, but I'll give you that. I mean, a lot of Filipinos I know have a magic mic or karaoke machine, or they just love to sing, even if they can't sing. I can't sing this shit.
Neither can I.
I will belt my heart out.
I mean, you have your set songs. If someone asks you to karaoke, you look for certain songs. I do too. So
no, I don't want to. And next thing you know, I'm on the mic.
what I find funny is like, oh no, I don't really no. Okay, put 08844. You're like, okay, and they don't even look at the words because they know the song. They know the song by heart, and they embellish and whatever. Like, okay, good job, Uncle.
Yeah. All Filipinos are nurses. That's a stereotype.
A lot of Filipinos are nurses, but not
all.
Not all.
But I'll say we know a lot of nurses.
And a lot of it is because culturally, a lot of my mom came from the Philippines because she was a nurse. She was, she found employment that way. And a lot of Filipino families, I feel like they push their kids to go into the medical field. That contributes to it, but no, it's not a total. It's not totally true, but it does have something to it.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of any more stereotypes.
Okay. Well, if anybody thinks of any more, I mean, I'm not just talking to you guys. If any of our listeners wants to discuss it, feel free to email us on it. That'd be cool.
You point with your lips?
No, but
I don't.
Not me, but that was the previous generation.
Yeah,
I think
I grew
that was
up with that.
My mom points with her eyebrows, and I'm like, how do I even know what she's doing? But it works. I'm like, crap. You get that over with your eyebrows, and I'm like, dang it.
I'm gonna start doing that more.
Pointing with your lips?
Yeah. Every time I need a point, it's gonna be with my lips now.
When he's playing basketball. Good job.
Go on.
It's not like it's gonna matter. You play with a bunch of Filipino guys. They're all gonna be, oh, he's going that way. Look out! No, he's gonna pass to that guy on the left.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we hang out with so many Filipinos. Like a lot of the stuff that we would do to talk anonymously. Like we used to try to talk in Tagalog. You can't do it in certain places because everybody would know.
Yeah, because me and Sterno do that, and then we were at Jollibee one time. It's like, oh, I can't talk to Sterno about people. We can't talk about the people around us because everyone's speaks Tagalog.
I know, it sucks. Like we want to talk about auntie and uncle in the corner, but we can't do it. It's just not. That'd be rude. Everybody would be like, we're talking about the people in the corner.
I was like, the one place we have nothing to talk about because we can't talk about anyone around us. Oh, there was something else about that day. I wanted to talk about. I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Really?
It's Jollibee. Like all the
Yeah.
Filipino stereotypes are there. So
We were there on a Sunday, and that place was packed.
yeah, we did. And that was interesting.
Packed. Sunday night, like it was almost closing time. We still had to stand in line for like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, that's all the stereotypes I got.
Yep. I'm dry right now too.
You want to change the subject now?
Sure.
I don't know. What was the other stuff we wanted to talk about? I don't remember what we wanted.
We were saying something like if you could eliminate something to mess with.
Oh
humanity.
yeah.
I didn't understand the questions. That's why I didn't really bring it up. Like, what are you trying to say?
Let me. I read that somewhere. It was a question that said if you could take one thing away from the Earth to screw over humanity, what would it be? If you could take one thing away to screw humanity. I was reading this online, and the first answer was Wi-Fi.
Oh.
You know, you could also say your non-funny answers like water,
I know. It's like
oxygen.
it sounds like a mean question to me. So
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be mean.
Yeah.
It could be, it would be one thing to kill everybody, but it'd be funny to take away
Toilet paper.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a good one. That's
mean.
pretty good.
That is
Without having,
cruel.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And there hasn't always been toilet paper. There was a
Screw
time
you
when
guys.
people didn't have toilet
I'm removing
paper.
toilet paper.
Well, there hasn't always been Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I
Deal
think
with it.
toilet paper is more fundamental. Way more fundamental.
Yeah, that one. You were just evil.
I know. You just went that was pretty good. I couldn't think of something I would even want to say. And you're like toilet paper. Like, oh, wow, that's good.
Porn.
That's a low blow there. Too,
I know.
man. Dang.
I think I cried a little bit. I was like, oh no.
I know. It's either that or big breasts.
Well, what do you mean? Never mind. What do you mean by big?
I mean, I'd have to really have a really bad day to really want to screw with humanity.
I know.
That way, man. And I don't think I've ever gotten to that point, man. So.
I've never had like, oh, I want to mess up humanity, so it never really crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm telling you now. TV. I know some people would be mad. You could take away their TV.
Electricity.
Yeah, electricity.
Yeah.
What are all the things they complain about when they go camping and they don't have no luxury?
Air conditioning, that would go with electricity, but yeah. Yeah.
Running water.
Yeah. I don't know. Take away. I don't know. What do people like that you don't need?
Shoes. I'm just thinking
Take
of women.
away shoes from people.
Ow!
Women. I know that would mess with humanity, and you know.
Yeah, because then the girls would be miserable, and then the guys would be miserable because the girls are miserable. You know?
Yeah.
Like, dang it.
This person here says tampons. That'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I'm not evil like that. Not like you guys.
Exactly. Please. It
Mr.
took forever. It took forever.
The toilet paper took like what less than 20 seconds. Like
No.
Toilet paper.
No. Because we already discussed that like half hour ago.
Oh,
man.
okay. Sure.
Like, what would I take away?
Oh man. What would you take away from Filipinos that would piss off Filipinos?
Oh no.
Well, for here, TFC and any version of thereof.
Karaoke machines.
There you go. There you go.
There would be riots.
Manny Pacquiao.
No.
There would be a lot more Filipino bands. Oh, Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I said take away Manny Pacquiao.
Oh gosh.
Might have to wage a war against the world. Oh man.
What was that thing about him in the basketball team?
He owns a basketball team.
Oh,
He
I thought
he,
I saw something about him being drafted or something.
yeah. There's a Filipino basketball league in
Right.
the Philippines. They had an expansion team. Manny Pacquiao's the owner.
Right.
They had a draft. The first pick of the draft, well, not the first pick. I don't know how it went, but one of the first players they drafted was Manny Pacquiao, which is really.
Yeah, I thought I misread that because I was like, that can't be right.
I mean, it's a really. I don't.
Is it a promotional stunt? Basically.
I don't know why. I mean, it's a cool thing to draft your owner. Who doesn't even play basketball? He's not even a professional basketball player.
Okay.
I mean, it's I don't know.
It's publicity.
It could be, but also on this team, Manny Pacquiao is trying to lure Meta World Peace, aka Ron Artest.
Huh.
He wants Ron Artest to play on his team. Ron Artest is actually playing in China with another team. He's under contract with another team in China. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. I'm sure, because Ron Artest, aka Meta World Peace, he loves Filipinos. When he was with the Lakers, he'd always hang out with Filipinos. So I'm sure, going to the Philippines or hanging out with his buddy Manny Pacquiao wouldn't be out of the question. It would be cool. But yeah, I'm not too sure about the way that the team drafted or what's going on with it right now, because to me it's a joke.
Okay.
But yeah, he owns a team. He drafted himself, basically. It's one thing to draft yourself with like your last pick of your draft, but it was like one of the first picks of the draft.
Wait, so they actually missed out on a legitimate player by doing that?
I want to say it was like the first or second round.
Oh.
They drafted Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, I didn't realize it actually had
I mean,
real
that's
implications.
That's like voting him as a politician or something.
Yeah, he could really make policy and stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Yeah. The Philippines, the basketball team's playing in the World Basketball Championships right now. The World Cup of Basketball is going on in Spain right now. The United States is undefeated, currently undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you hear this, something crazy might have happened. And the Philippines is currently in last place with 0 wins. I don't know, if I expected anything though. I mean,
We just talked about how we were shorter. Well, maybe they're not that short.
yeah, but they're a basketball crazy country. And another stereotypes, Filipinos love basketball, which true with me. Sterno, I think, is different.
Yeah, I'm not that stereotypical in that sense.
No. But I love me some basketball. Can't I probably play as good as Manny Pacquiao, but I love to watch it.
That was probably Pacquiao's like childhood dream. Like, when I make it big time, I want to be drafted #1 in a basketball
Yeah.
game. So he's like just fulfilling one of his
His
childhood
dream
dreams.
wasn't to be world boxing champion.
There you go.
He wanted to be a ball player, man.
He made it happen.
He made it happen for
The
himself.
only way he could be a ball
The only
player
way he could do it.
is to become world boxing champion.
Buy
make
his
money-
own,
Yeah, make money to buy a team.
and then
draft
draft himself. Checklist, check.
Wow.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
That was the whole purpose.
That's like a diabolical
Life mission.
plan there.
Life
That's like
mission, man.
that's like a mastermind thing that we're not giving Manny Pacquiao enough credit, right?
And that's one of those Eric Cartman plans.
Yeah.
He never wanted to be a boxer. He just wanted to be a basketball player the whole time.
Wow.
All right. I guess we can't think of anything else to screw the world with.
We're not that kind of group. We're not the evil plotting people, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Unless you guys are holding back on us.
Take away white people.
Then you're taking away Brad Pitt and I can't think of
That's
it.
all he
That's
talks-
it.
that's all he
That's all
talks
it-
Ooh.
Oh no, Brad Pitt! The world is screwed.
Exactly. I couldn't think of any other white people.
Oh my gosh.
I
The
know.
only person I can remember.
Oh, yeah. That's where that goes. You say white people. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Well, I was gonna say some other people. I was like, I don't think they're white.
I know. I'm starting to go through like supermodels in my head.
I know. I started going through models. I'm like, no, not white. Like, no, I can live with that one.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Look at y'all.
Scarlett Johansson's white, so it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's screwing with humanity.
Yeah,
right
that
there,
is.
man. So
That is.
they are the downfall of humanity anyway.
Mhm.
They've done some good things for the world.
Not according to Indians.
I know. I was thinking that too. Like there'd be no plague of smallpox that eliminated the Native American. I'm thinking of all the bad stuff too. I'm like trying to figure
You
out.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to be a telephone?
Well, how do we know that?
I guess- I'm
How do we
sure-
know that he didn't take the credit from some Filipino guy?
Some Filipino guy who thought of it first, and he's like, no, that's my idea. I got it.
If you don't know.
I'm assuming you're thinking Alexander Graham Bell. But
Yeah.
he actually took it from someone else.
Yeah, maybe that guy, and then maybe.
But the other guy was a white guy also. I can't remember the.
Well, maybe
I
that
can't
guy
remember
took
the
it
real
from
story.
some
Right.
Asian guy, some
Right.
Chinese guy that was working for some Chinese Asian guy that had the mathematics in his head because he's stereotypically good at it. Came up with the whole thing, and then the other guy just stole the
credit.
idea.
Exactly, man.
You don't know.
Yeah.
History is written by the people.
Yeah, because I've come up with hundreds of ideas that other people have stolen.
It happened to you like what 2 nights ago. You're like, I was gonna do this, and someone else did it right before you.
Yeah.
You just got to start publishing quicker. That's all it is.
Yeah. I told you about this time I wanted to start a website about selling books.
Yeah. And you probably would have said, "Oh, that's stupid. Who would buy books online? That'll never go anywhere."
Wouldn't happen. People like to look at books before they buy them. Oh. But nope, I didn't go through with it.
Nope.
But I think someone heard us. Someone overheard us. Someone overheard us talking about that.
If some of these ideas,
Then gave a quick call to his boy in California. What's his name? Not Bob.
Brad Pitt.
No, not Bob.
the guy that did Amazon, I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I drew a blank, but I know his name. But
Yeah, I just saw him do an
Yeah.
ice bucket challenge first. People, I forgot the guy's name. I think he challenged the Star Trek people, the Amazon founder.
it's like on Back to the Future when Marty McFly was playing some rock and roll, and some guy's like, "Hey, listen to this."
And then the guy called him Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Because he heard Johnny be good or something.
Hey, you gotta listen to this. So now everyone gives Chuck Berry the credit for that. But no, it was Marty McFly.
There you go.
Just like Amazon was El Boogie. Of course, I'm not trying to steal no credit. Just
No, of course not.
I would like some. I would like one share of stock. That's all.
Nothing big.
I'll be happy for a little compensation. 1% of profits.
1%. 1/100th of the billions of dollars that Amazon rakes in yearly. You're not asking for much at all.
What is his name? Bill something. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
I can't believe I drew a blank. Bill Nye.
The science
Science
guy.
guy.
All right. Let's do a Tagalog word of the day.
Okay, this is the part of the show where we try to educate our listeners on the Filipino language. We're just doing this more of an educational but entertainment type deal. So if we don't get the pronunciation or the meaning exactly right, feel free to let us know. But keep in mind that none of us here are native speakers, so there's always a chance we're not going to get it perfectly correct. But
Jeff
we're trying.
Bezos. His name is Jeff Bezos.
And that's our word of the day.
Bezos. It means Amazon.
Jeff Bezos, that's his name, right?
I don't know. Yeah, you don't know the idea. I had no clue.
Just before people start yelling at their computers, their internets. Jeff Bezos, dummy.
The people in the subway. Bezos. Why don't they know Bezos?
Jeff Bezos. I hope it's Jeff Bezos. It just popped in my head. That's why I had to yell it out now before I forgot it.
Okay. So I guess you haven't thought of a Filipino word because you were looking
Maybe
at
think of who the damn president of Amazon is. Oh, I've been thinking. I don't know. Talaga?
What does talaga mean? I mean, really?
Yeah, talaga.
Really?
Really?
I'm president
Amazon.
Amazon, Jeff Bezos, talaga? Meron?
Okay. So let's make talaga our word of the day.
Talaga?
Talaga.
And yeah, there you go.
All right. Are we done here?
Sure.
Make sure you visit our website, www.sini-gang.com.
Or email us at thesinigang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at the Sini-Gang.
And find us on Facebook on facebook.com/thesinigang. So until next time, this is Sterno Supernova.
And this is Brother Butterfly.
And this is El Boogie, the Elemental One, saying thanks for listening and
Sige na.
I like the way Talaga just rolls off
Yeah.
the tongue. Talaga.
I always thought it's like something you said when you don't really, like, oh, talaga.
That should be a shirt, man. Talaga.
I think it is a shirt somewhere.
if it isn't, it should be.
It should be.
And pretty soon it's going to be all over the place because we
Because,
said
yeah, right, exactly. We didn't pull the trigger on the idea.
Yeah, that's
Talaga.
what happens.
I mean, a couple years ago, there was a popular shirt going around that said Anoba. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but
Nope.
Okay, just want to double check before we stop the broadcast. So it is confirmed it is Jeff Bezos. So anyway, thanks.
don't doubt me.
You doubted yourself. And
I already said Talaga, man. Talaga.
Talaga's not like a cement thing that everything is said now.
It is. It's Talaga.
He was like, "Well, I think it's Jeff Bezos." You were not 100% positive.
I could tell by the conviction in which he.
Yeah, I've heard that conviction where he's been totally wrong. So I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching and tune in for the next episode. See you guys.